All right, Charles, I'll come back to you. Now, a very disturbing picture from the shooting has surfaced among the many casualties in the attack in Australia was Arsene Ostrowski, chairman of the Israel-Australia Jewish Council. Ostrowski was injured in the head. The picture shows Arsene covered in blood. That's very shocking news indeed, Charles. What would you like to say on that?
I think the Prime Minister has to reach out directly and personally, along with the Foreign Minister and along with the Home Minister, to the Jewish community and its leaders. And it has to listen, and it also has to take heed of what their suggestions are going forward and what needs to be done to try and deter such incidents happening again.
You know, Charles, we've been speaking since morning, you and I, on the broadcast, and you mentioned that you figured this out after watching Newsx. We broke the story, and that's where you got the information from. Have you been able to speak to anybody in Australia?
No, I haven't. I was in a traffic jam in Delhi and my phone went dead, so I haven't been able to contact anybody. I did read briefly. There's a lot of news coming out of Australia, and of course I think the whole world at the moment is centered on this event.
All right, Charles, we're getting some more breaking news coming in. Now, this footage shows two gunmen dressed in black firing multiple shots at Sydney's Bondi Beach, while screams can be heard. Australian police have urged the public to take shelter and say two people are in custody. So, Charles, we're hearing now that there are two people in custody. What is the law and order process in Australia from here?
Okay, so one thing I will compliment the Australians, that's both the New South Wales Police Force and the Federal Police. Whenever there's an actual incident like this, the file never closes. They will keep at it until they crack it and find out, even if that takes 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. So I have great faith in our security forces, in our police, both state and federal. The issue for me is our politicians. Our politicians have to give our intelligence agencies, DFAT, and our police forces the tools and means and the authority to try to make sure that these events do not happen again.
And viewers, any attack in Australia, India or any part of the world is absolutely heartbreaking. People are killed and is extremely unfortunate. Charles, I'll come back to you. I'll just apprise my viewers of more breaking news that I'm getting at this point. A police operation is ongoing after a public place shooting by two men at Bondi Beach. 10 people have been confirmed dead, including a man believed to be one of the shooters. The second alleged shooter is in a critical condition. At this time, a further 11 people are reported to be injured, 2 of which are police officers. And Charles, of course, police officials have also been injured in the attack.
Yeah, it's just a very, very sad day for Australia. It's one that can't be forgotten, one that we're going to have to remember, one that we're going to have to reflect on, and we're going to have to ask many questions.
Charles, you know, there's a lot of talk about internal extremism that I was reading about. What is that situation in Australia, really? Actually,
you see, as sad as this occurrence is, I would say to you that a lot of the coverage on some of, let's say, racist attacks and etc. is exaggerated. Now, in Australia, we're very multicultural. Genuinely speaking, most of our communities and a majority of our people all live together very well. They're looked after very well. The country is a wonderful country. It's a wonderful place. There are, though, unfortunately, some few individuals that want to cause trouble for the majority. And my heart also goes out to the Muslim community, because these few individuals have now put us back years again in understanding the beliefs and you know, how the Muslim community would also like to be respected and appreciated. So there is a couple of individuals, but it's critically important that nothing is covered up. The names of these individuals is released in full, and the full history of these individuals is released in full. And the Australian public shouldn't get the feeling that something's been hidden or not being told to us.
You know, Charles, you and I as journalists, it wouldn't be right for us to speculate really, because we really don't know who's responsible at this point. But is there any indication somewhere? What do you think? I mean, who really would want to target Jews, especially on a celebratory festival like Hanukkah?
Okay, so we've just gone through a very difficult few years with Israel and with the Palestinians. And unfortunately, when migrants come to new countries like Australia, some of them, it's only some, bring those troubles with them. And we know how much the Palestinians have suffered. We know how much the Israelis have suffered in those conflicts. But that gives no excuse for individuals to bring those problems to our shores and do such terrible incidents that they've just done now. And unfortunately, and I can say this quite openly and it's well known, after COVID, we allowed too many people in too quickly. And there were so many problems caused by this. The government has to be smarter and has to be more careful about immigration and how many people come in any one year, because people take time to adjust and to assimilate and start a new life in Australia.
You know, Charles,